Hey, it's Helder here from Natural Training Center, and today I wanted to go over different types of kettlebells, their nuances and things that are out there on our private member area on naturaltrainingcenter.com. People have been at that point now where they want to either upgrade their bells or get a different type of bell, and they're asking a bunch of different questions because, once again, there are a ton of manufacturers out there and some that are preaching some misinformation, to say the least. This is also a revised video that I'm doing. I had some issues with the past one that I made, and I just wanted to address those issues, so I decided to just redo the original video. Okay? So, without going any further, first off here we have our regular little 10-pound kettlebell covered with vinyl. This is the kind of one that you'll find in your department store. Very easy to get. They're usually in pounds. Once again, they're inexpensive, and they're inexpensive for a reason. They don't have a lot of the bells and whistles, even though it's just cast iron, that the other ones would, and as I explain the other ones, it'll make more sense. But as I'm going to stress throughout this whole video, the most important thing is for you to get your workout in, and that's really it. So I'd rather you not wait a month to save money and all this other stuff, because life changes and goes right past you, where you could just go to the department store and know, okay, well, this isn't the most ideal bell, but it'll get me doing my work. Okay, so for me, that's worth the investment, even if you use it for a couple months and that's it, and then you upgrade to the bell that you actually wanted. Guess what? You just got started 2 months earlier. And to me, that's everything. That's the most important aspect of what we're trying to do here. It's about health. It's not about brand names, okay, or the latest gadget. Okay, moving on now. The next bell, and the one that I prefer the most, and I'll explain why. It's a hardstyle bell, and I'll explain the difference as we go. And this one is made by Lifeline. The reason why I do like it is it does have the regular hardstyle specs, which some of the other manufactured bells don't have, which kind of means basically as the bell gets bigger in weights in this style, the handle also gets wider, all the way up to the 24K or 54 pounder, 55 pounder. Then basically the handle stays the same and the bell just keeps getting bigger. I like that. It's more proprioception, more feedback, goes along the lines of what I like to train with. But once again, I've rarely met a kettlebell that I didn't like. Going along the same lines, this one's made by Dragon Door, who have the RKC certification, the Russian Kettlebell Challenge. They manufacture this one. Great bell, very similar to the same specs as the Lifeline one, just a little bit of a different coating. I am also certified by RKC. The only issue that I have with these is the price. Difficult to find them, cheap. Because they do have the brand name and they are an excellent bell also. But once again, if you were to match them up side by side, I prefer the Lifeline just because of the price. But once again, if you could get a great deal on this or anything like that, excellent kettlebell. They're awesome. They have a brand name for a reason. They earned it. Then we're getting into our sport or competition type bells. Okay. Have a couple different ones here. So there's two different styles or main styles that we have with kettlebells. Which one would be what they call hard style, and another one would be the competition or the sport style type kettlebell. The difference with these is they always remain basically the same size as far as the handle and as far as the size of the actual bell. So let's say if this yellow one is actually lighter than this purple one, they look identical as far as size and dimensions, but this one is more hollowed out. So this one would weigh 16 kilograms and this one weighs 20 kilograms. But for the purpose of technique and for the sports style, and I'm not a sports style guy, so I can't really speak too much on it, they are, it's exactly what you need for the sport and for the technique that you're utilizing. But once again, for the intents and purposes that we need with Natural Training Center, especially concentrating mainly on the swing, any of these kettlebells will do the job for you. Okay, so whatever you can get your hands on. There are very few kettlebells out there that I don't recommend, and this is what kind of got me into some issues with the last video that I had made. Basically, even with these sports style ones, and I wanted to address it, two different manufacturers. We have the VF line and we have the Power Systems line. Okay, Valery Fedorenko, one of the top people in this whole industry, definitely a trendsetter, and the whole thing with him, and we had with the issue with the bells on the last time, I was talking about these concave bells, which are basically really cheap, inexpensive bells that are completely carved out, and I was talking about how basically they want you to change the actual product as opposed to changing your technique, and I had gotten some awful feedback from that, basically because they thought that I was talking about the VF line kettlebells, which has another line that are kind of notched out, just a little bit of a notch here that helps with techniques and really benefits people from what I understand. Once again, I don't have the personal experience, but at the same time, with the feedback that I got and the passion that was expressed in these videos, I knew there was something more that I had to research, but we were not talking about the same bell. I would never, disrespect anything in the VF line. I mean, they're there for a reason. You know, they're innovators and they're trendsetters, and at the same time, they've been there a lot longer than everybody else. So those weren't the bells I was talking about. The ones I was talking about were super inexpensive. You'll find them at your Target. They're completely concaved out, and I'm sure that anybody that is into kettlebells, okay, and I mean kettlebells, not the latest trend, would agree with me on that. Okay, so once again, no kettlebells that are out there that I wouldn't recommend. Okay, especially for your kettlebell swing. Get out there, do the work. Okay. These are the different types that are out there. On our website, we do recommend the Lifeline brand, and I told you the reasons why. But at the same time, we have all these. We have plenty of other kettlebells, you know, with the Natural Training Center. And once again, any kettlebell that we can get, you know, there's always a great job to utilize it for. Okay? So thanks again for your time. Helder, Natural Training Center. Hope you enjoyed it.